Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Venomous Garage. I figured today I'd share some Shelby content with you folks. You know, ever since the Viper's been back, obviously it's been the center of attention. I haven't had the car for 6-7 months, and it's great to have it back. But I don't want to neglect the old girl here. Yesterday I had a conversation with a friend of mine where we were talking about possibly selling the Shelby. And it makes sense to put this car on the market, but then I come to the garage and I look at the condition it's in, and I quickly changed my mind. I mean, look at it. The car's 8 years old and has been through many racing events, but you couldn't tell how, from how pristine the car is. Inside and out, it's actually a really solid car. It has never had any hiccups, and outside of consumable items, there's never been any significant issue that's come up on the Shelby that I couldn't diagnose and fix myself in the garage. So I figured today we go for a ride in the Shelby and figure out why I can't sell this thing. Alright, so take a look at the interior on this thing. You would never expect a car 8 years old to look as good as this thing does. I mean, even the Recaros in the back seat, it never gets ridden in anyway, but the Recaros, both mine and the passenger seat, they're in perfect condition. No dings, no scratches, no stories on this thing. This is awesome. Let's do a cold start. Always idles around 1100, 1200 at the get-go, and then the sensors will bring it back down to about 800. You can see the RPMs kind of coming down here. Setting for the shocks and sport on the steering wheel. We can go for a nice little aggressive drive. Roadways are pretty clear this morning, so we should have a good time. This car is now dedicated as a straight line car, so I have drag radials in the back, but it should still do good in the corners as we get back into the twisties here. Because overall, this car never ceases to impress me on how great it is, you know. And a lot of the non-Ford fans always have that stigma of reliability with the Ford products. You know, I have to say that this one, if you have been following the channels, or if not, go back and look at some of the key racing videos and stuff. I've flogged this thing, and it's done great. So that being said, twisties, do some driving, and see what we can do. Car's warmed up. I always want to give it a minute or so to warm up the oil and engine temperatures, just to make sure everything's good before you start messing with it. This road's been paved recently, so that's going to be awesome. Still on the stock 331 ratio rear end. I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna, let's do from a 3000 RPM now. make sure that you maintain control of it and you know when to get out of it when it needs to, right? And as I'm driving down the road in sport mode, I can feel some of the vibration, some of the noises that are coming in from the suspension, and that's because I've done a lot of the suspension upgrades myself, namely the racing spring, the FRPP racing springs, the BMR upper lower control arms and panhard bar, relocation brackets, all those things I've kind of done and addressed this from a traction issue. So that's wonderful. You know, and those are things that you'll have to live with when you do upgrades like that, especially if you want to push this car the way I have to. Well, we got a little straightaway, it's going to be bumpy, but let's do it. To be able to drive them. So if you're not going to enjoy this on city streets from stoplight to stoplight, although you will win many races, you're not even going to be able to push this car anywhere close to its limits. Whereas here, nobody's bothering me. I have a little bit of room for error. The road kind of bouncing, the suspension bouncing off the inundations in the road. But it is solid, you know, and kind of go back to my initial reason why I made this video. Is it time for me to sell this car? It's an old car, and there's definitely cars out here now that can outperform it from a power and handling and overall drivability aspect. Also, because this car is getting old, parts are going to be harder to come by. So I have to make sure that I am able to get or source parts as needed. Which, you know, if you have a current model vehicle, you know, case closed, you're easily able to get whatever part you want for the vehicle. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to sell this thing yet. It's just, you know, it's the last of the 6-speed manuals. Shelby GT500. From a GT500 perspective, because everything else from now on is going to be all automatic, so DCT. And I don't want to take anything away from DCT. I've kind of seen some of the videos. I've never driven one myself, so I can't make a proper assessment. It definitely is faster. It definitely shows that it can put the power down. However, every time I see those videos and I see, you know, the revs just go up and then go down, go up and go down without any further involvement from the driver, I don't know if I'll be happy with a car like that. So, you know, yeah, I've thought about trading this thing in for a new one. But A, I'm not able to find something that's remotely close to MSRP at this point. And B, I don't know if that's the right thing to do right now, is to sell this thing because of the pandemic. Whatever's going to happen in the market, you know, I may be able to find a new 2020 GT500 cheaper. But this car is way too much fun as it is. Look at that, look at that. It is terrific. This car is so cool, you know, that instant you hear that supercharger whine. it takes you back to all those memories I've made with this car and how it's held up over time. You know, I feel this car eventually will become a future classic, just like the 03 Cobra did, because this is the last of the manual Shelbys when Carroll Shelby was still alive. First gear, and it's just blowing the freaking tires up. Here we go, it's going to listen to it again. Listen to it again. Yeah, we might get in trouble here, so let's just slow down a little bit. That blower whine is heaven. You know, I've always said cars like this are probably the cheapest therapy you can buy, and that's true. Whatever issues that are happening in your life, you get in your car, you go through the gears, rev it out, back it out. And it just puts a smile on your face, and you just can't help realizing the fact that you are able to enjoy a car like this, or you own a car like this. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to do so, and I'm very thankful. So as we wind down here, post down in the comment section below, is it time for me to get rid of this thing? Because I can't figure it out. I can't justify selling this thing, especially in the condition it's in, to source money to get the new one, or whatever car that should come next into the channel. But tell me, what are the reasons that you would sell this car, and some of the reasons why you would keep it? I'm trying to figure out a reason to justify selling this thing, and I can't. So give me a reason as to why you would sell this car if I should get the new GT500, and where to go from here. Or should I just simply keep on enjoying this car as is, because I'm perfectly happy with the way it drives, the way it behaves, and the way it runs on a race, right? So comment below, let me know what you guys think. With that, this vlog is over. Thank you so much for watching this video.